Hi.
Hi.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Anders After Bedtime. It's been brought to my attention that the title of this show suggests soft porn. But
Which
so
it's not.
It's obviously not.
No. But it's after we put our children to bed.
Exactly. So
And the only time we get
their
to
bedtime.
Yeah. It's
Well, it's after our bedtime too.
after their bedtime. Yeah, that's true. But it's the only time we get together. We
right.
have time to ourselves.
Yeah.
Without them.
Oh. Got the sandbox on.
You completed the sandbox. I'm proud of you.
It's kind of funny, like doing tool man stuff.
But it's keeping you busy.
Yeah, it's good.
Besides us binging Entourage, which is amazing. I never watched it back in the day when it first came out, and so we're binging it right now, and I am obsessed with it.
I used to have the DVD box set once upon a time.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that you love it.
But it gives us something to do together, because, you know, we can't go to dinner and can't do, you know, couples things outside of the house, so
yeah,
you know.
we've had more date nights in the last 2 weeks than we have in the last 5 years.
I know.
Seems like.
So we're spending at least an hour a night together watching that, which has been nice.
Yeah, I think that one of the cool things about finding your life partner is being able to, I mean, just take away the show, but like just sit in each other's company, like in silence. It's kind of cool. We do so much together. We do, I guess by a lot of relationship standards, we over communicate in a lot of respects. So I think one of the telltale signs, as we've experienced other what we would consider to be successful couples, is being able to just be in each other's company and in silence.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, but I feel like you and I have been able to do that from the get-go. Like, that was never an issue for us, and I think it's just because we were comfortable with who we are as individuals.
Yeah.
So as a couple, yeah, it's fine. Well, even my best friend Daryl, like her and I, like when I was living with her for a couple months before I got my own place when I moved back to Chicago, you know, we would be together in the same room, but we wouldn't say words to each other.
Yeah.
But it was no big deal because we were just there. We were good. We were minding our own business, and you know, she's my best friend. But we could have like be sitting in the same room for like an hour and not say a word to each other. It was not an issue. So yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm having a good time.
I'm glad you're having a good time, because I know you're very much the extrovert in this.
I don't even know, like, so truth be told, I'm actually really introvert. Like, I am so cool sitting in a dark room with blank walls, minding my own damn business.
Yeah, I know, but you also
the extrovert part, I think, is just, I think I'm more social than I am an extrovert.
Okay.
Yeah, I like being around people. I like being in a team setting, which is what the gym gives me.
Yeah.
So, you know, just being in the presence of good people is very, very important to me. But, you know, like having this time to, like we talked about last time, to really focus on, you know, figure out what's really important, you know, and work on those things that move the needle has been really, really good for me.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
And then obviously spending all of this quality time with you has been awesome.
Oh, good.
And just, you know, working on things that are important to us.
Yeah.
You know, you know, that sandbox is a symbol of like our doing the things that are important to us.
Yeah.
You know, and not letting things get in the way of that.
Yeah.
You know, that sandbox has been on the list for over a year.
Yeah.
You know, and it took 3 trips to Lowe's to get it done. So, you know, like that's time well spent, in my opinion.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and too, I think that you and I think the kids are a big reason. You know, we're not letting this time, you know, go to waste.
Yeah.
We're not dwelling on, you know, the sad, the bad, the what ifs, because there's so much that we have no control over.
Yeah.
And so we're just taking this time to spend as a family and do fun things together. And, you know, what brings us joy was knowing that the kids were going to love having a sandbox in the backyard. So that's what we did. And
yeah, I finished the sandbox right before dinner yesterday.
Yeah.
And the kids are so eager to get into it. And very selfishly, I'll admit, I wanted the satisfaction of it being flat and pristine and whatever, you know. So I told them they had to wait for the moon to bake the sand for it to be ready this morning.
I know.
So,
and the first thing Tristan said,
Mom,
speak of the devil. Yes,
there's a
Tristan.
marine there.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Is it okay?
Is he going to be okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Back to bed, okay?
Okay. I'm
She'll be okay.
Yep.
No. Tristan,
Hey,
you
bedtime.
need to go to bed.
Mama, why is happening to bugs?
It
That's
is.
right.
Good night.
Love you, buddy.
ZAP spells zap.
Very good.
That's our number one. That's Tristan.
You know what I love about him? You know, he, you know, a little bit knows what's going on. Not really, like on a conscious level. He knows everybody's sick, and so there's a lot of things we can't do. But he's so excited about what he is going to do when this is all over.
Oh,
like
yeah.
he has a master plan of all the people he wants to see,
His first 24 hours in the world is going to be
all the
epic.
places he wants to go. And I just, you know, if like we could all just think that way, like we can't do it now, but let's make, like, what are we gonna do?
I
What are
think
the great things we're
which is
gonna do?
cool, you know, to
And it's the littlest things. Like yesterday, he wants to go have breakfast at US Egg with his cousins. You know, like he wants to do that. You know, which is something so little, and he wants to do it again. You know, so
I think like watching that youthful naivete embodied, you know, it kind of gives you that, you know, it kind of lets you in real time reflect on, you know, maybe you lost that along the way. You know, and in the here and now you can take that back.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. You know, we've been walking around our block during the week when it's time for us to be outside in between like his like learning times, and he has like when we go on our block, we are on an imaginary trip somewhere, you know, to the petting zoo or the animal fair, and we find it, you know, and it's that house down there, and that's where it is, and it's so exciting, and we see it, and you know, every time we go on our walk around the block, it's another adventure that we're going on. And it's just like something so simple, I think, that we just, you know, thought was, you know, not enough before. We're realizing now, like, it is enough.
Right.
And it is.
And I think the coolest part, you know, just using our 4-year-old's eyes, right, his perspective on the world, you see what you want to see.
Yeah.
Right, and I think that is what is showing up over and over and over, and is becoming more and more validated as we get deeper into this quarantine situation. You know, there's people are really starting to separate themselves into 2 camps. They're the rational optimists who are, you know, accepting of what is in the world, but choosing to look in a positive direction. And then there's the other side, the see nothing but the negative, all the death and despair,
Yeah.
and you know, but that's all of it, with no end in sight.
Yeah.
You know, the catastrophe that is COVID, and you know, I think that what I'd like to bring to the consciousness of the people watching this show are listening to this conversation is that, you know, when it comes to your perspective of the world, you're going to see what you want to see.
Yeah.
Like, ultimately, above and beyond the objective reality of your situation, the things you can't control, right? There's a choice that needs to be made as to how you're going to experience that objectivity.
Yeah.
You know, I think people get lost in what they can't control,
Right.
and you know, you find hope in the things that you can. And there's a book, written by a Jewish POW from World War II. We'll put the title in the show notes when it comes to me. And he just talks about the difference between the survivors of the concentration camp experience and the ones who didn't make it.
Yeah.
And the vast majority, the most drastic difference being the ones that lost hope were the ones that didn't make it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the people that are going to thrive in the immediate aftermath of this thing are the people that flip that switch in their mind and choose to be productive right now. And positive.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's so much that's out of our control, and to focus on that, it just, you know, nothing good comes of it.
Right.
You know, you're just spiraling yourself into, you know, worrisome. So yeah, no, I totally agree with you on that, and I think that switch is just turning on for people at different rates, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, me, I feel like it went on last week, and you know, I think you and I both kind of felt it last week, like our mental like shift from like, oh fuck, like what is going on to, okay, got it, like here's what we're gonna do. You know, so, and I think there's some other people that, you know, shifted earlier than us, and I think that there's still that haven't gotten there yet, and that doesn't mean that they can't. I think we're gonna be here for a while, you know, and there's still a chance, and I think people also need to know that the feelings that they're feeling are valid. Like there is so much, like, yes, there's a lot of debt and despair and things that are just, you know, going on in our country, and it's sad and everything, and to feel, you know, those feelings is okay, but at the same time, you know, there's action that can still be made in that time.
I'm reading a book right now called The Energy of Money, and I actually just read a passage today speaking of your thoughts being valid. There's a second piece to that: are they relevant?
Right. Yes.
And you know, I think that goes back to that rational optimism. You know, feeling what you're feeling and riding that roller coaster. Yeah, indeed, is valid. But is it relevant to your situation?
Right. Exactly.
Right. Is it? And the answer to whether it's relevant or not dictates the kind of action that you take or don't take. Is that relevance piece, and I think that people kind of stop at valid and use it as the mechanism to not do anything. Right.
Paralyzed.
So then it's over. Right. We go back to the real world, and you're in no better position than you were before this whole thing happened. You know. So you know, feel. I've said this before. You know. Feel what you need to feel for as long as you need to feel it, to your point. And then make a choice.
Exactly. Decide, commit, for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, happy Easter, guys.
Yeah, happy Easter, and hope you guys have all had a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, whether it's in person on your back patio or virtually, take this weekend and enjoy it with those that you love. And we'll catch you on the next episode of Anders After Bedtime.
See ya.
Later.